Alright, it's about time we did something stupid on YouTube. Sorry about the shaking here. But we're headed out to a place that helped me make the transition from country life to city life. And the thought occurred to me this morning when I was thinking about what I was going to say, that the reverse is probably true for a lot of people. It probably introduced a lot of people into more rural living or more outdoor activities. But it's just one of the reasons that metro parks are important, aside from like forest bathing and the benefits of just preservation in general. It's definitely a culture shock moving from a place where you listen to bird song, just the sounds of nature, the wind rustling through the trees, to a place where you're listening basically to a steady hum of motors and music and just the bustle of town life. Or it doesn't even have to be city life, just town life. It can be quite noisy. And don't get me wrong, I mean, it's quiet out here too at times. Usually in the wintertime when people are hunkered down, hunkered down in the snow. It is a Sunday today, so I'm hoping that no one is at this place. Hopefully everyone is at church. Always just hiked here, but I saw a guy with a bike once, and one of those little motorized skateboard things, the big center wheel in it. So I don't think that pedal bikes are prohibited, but I will check for signage while I'm there. Okay, here we are. There were already a couple vehicles down at the meadows down there, and looks like a ton of people here. Okay, it's been about an hour. It's almost 10 o'clock. I got here at about 9. I was hoping it would rain and people would leave, but the only thing I figured is some of these people were fishing, maybe they're bird watching. One guy brought a day pack, so I think he's going to be here for a while. But I'm going to go ahead and send it down the hill, but I won't be able to go too fast because there's a lot going on. There's some unleashed dogs here too. They were all pretty cute though, the assortment of them. So, all right, let's do this. But I thought I would take my mountain bike down this trail I used to walk on a lot. And then I started scooter joring. They never pulled me up hills or anything, but I'd take a lot of video. I didn't have a GoPro at the time, but boy, I wish I did. Going back today, it's sort of bittersweet. We just lost a lab that we've had for a long time that was my lead dog for scooter joring. And so I think if I don't go back now, I might not ever go back. And it's probably going to be a little heart-wrenching for me at times. I really haven't been there since we lost Daisy. I haven't been there at all, actually. But I have not done any mountain biking per se, aside from when I was a kid. I took to the trails in the backyard quite a bit. I may have ridden along some nature trails and such. I think I've done more trail riding on the motorcycle than I have on anything else. In the country, there's a lot of dirt roads and there aren't any trails really. You have to make your own. And the dirt roads you do have are, some are pretty much cow paths anyway, so it's low traffic in the country. It's riding a bike is just a different experience than in the city. And it's sort of like everywhere you go is a nature trail. A lot of canopied, less now, but when I was a kid there were a lot of canopied roads for that overhang. It's nice and cool to ride in. And I've always had a bicycle. It didn't always fit me, but I've always had a bike. And when I was a small kid, probably about 3 or 4, I couldn't stop this I was a big kid. I was always just a large person. And I couldn't stop the bike, so I would run into things. It was a very large bike. It had those brakes, where you reverse the pedals to stop. Big blue bike, banana seat. and ape hangers. I feel like this is a nice pace. I don't want to run anyone over. Getting an accident out here. Boy, it's beautiful back here though. I had forgotten how beautiful it was. And then my first bike that was really just mine came from one of my sister's friends who was into BMX biking. And that was probably the first bike that fit me. It may have been a little small at the time, but BMX bikes are small. And it had, sort of like those stunt pegs on the back where you could do cool tricks and stuff. I, of course, could not do any tricks, but also fixed gear. I don't think I really rode a bike that shifted gears until I jumped on my sister's Huffy. She had a 10 speed and never really got into that. It seemed sort of, even back then, it seemed, I don't know, rickety to me. Road bikes, racing bikes, that's really my only experience as a Huffy. And then at a garage sale, my dad or my older sister picked up 2 mountain bikes for $50. They're matching bikes. I don't remember what the manufacturer was. Probably Montgomery Ward's or something like that. But they're pretty decent. Steel frame. I'm not sure what speed they are. 12 speed maybe. I don't really know. But it was the first bike that I had that shifted. It was a man and a woman's. And my dad might still have those. I don't know, unless they went to the yard sale. And then I started playing football. And in high school, I had a pretty bad knee injury. And I had surgery. And I needed some sort of exercise to strengthen the leg, strengthen the knee. That wasn't necessarily weight bearing, so swimming, stuff like that. And so I used it for cross training for football. And 2 knee surgeries later, I'm still biking. And that's the bike that I currently have. I bought in high school with my graduation money. Used every bit of it. And then I got around college on it. That's my primary transportation for a while. And I've been on it ever since. Very cool. Made a few modifications here and there over the years. I've had several different derailleurs on it. I've had front and rear derailleurs. I've changed cassette in the back multiple times. Got new rims on it now, new brake cables. Put some new handlebar grips on it. Frame's still the same. Of course, I got water bottles and what else? quad lock for my phone, and just little stuff. A bell. Riding in the city, you need a bell.
It's probably not good.
Seems a little jarring to yell on your left when you're flying by someone. The bell is a much friendlier way to indicate that you're approaching people.
Just a quick note here, my bike is slipping into a higher gear. I have a new chain for it. Why haven't I put it on? Well, because I'm still towing a dog trailer, and the dog trailer puts a lot of stress on the drivetrain and stretches out my chain. I've had to change it multiple times before. This particular chain has had several links removed from it over the last, I guess, year or so. It's not just the chain itself, but the space in between the links of the chain will actually wear out. And so I have to tune my bike so that my gear, I will stay in a high gear on the road. I have to maintain speed with the dogs so that they're not pulling me everywhere. So I have it set sort of to stay in a high gear. And when I tried to shift into those really low hill climbing gears, the chain would continually, as I was applying pressure, because I don't use those gears, and I'm not sure which gear I needed to be in because I've never actually biked that hill, or I think gone up anything dirt that's that steep. I've gone up paved stuff that's pretty steep like that, but not dirt. So, well, I had no intention of getting up that hill. I didn't think I'd get up that hill, especially not after pulling the dogs around. That didn't help either. And once it slipped like that, and it stops your motion, and then you're pretty much done anyway. So it contributed to me giving up, but not an excuse for not making it up there, but that was part of it.
I doubt I'll catch him, but nice spot to take a break. I think I got some really awesome footage, and to be honest, I had a lot of fun. My seat was too high. I got my reflector cinched down. I do most of my riding on the road. I doubt that I'll go back to that place. I used to walk that hill quite a lot going up it, but even walking up it this time made me pretty tired. And I've done about 60 miles so far this month, and which isn't a lot. My goal, I think, is set to probably about 400, but a lot of those miles were pulling Theo, Luna, and Goose in the trailer. So there's definitely some fatigue setting in. But I think I did pretty well. I never expected to get up that hill. I guess I tried a little, but then I pretty much gave up.
I forgot to officially say goodbye in the video, so I guess I'll say it now. I really enjoyed today. I feel like this might become a thing now. I think I'm going to search out some single tracks or maybe some more off-road stuff and move that reflector that probably really isn't doing anything anyway, so I can move the seat up and down and better control on my descents. And then I'm definitely lifting the seat back up to go uphill. And may get that chain replaced before I go back again. But really enjoyed talking bikes today and getting out of the house. And if you like this sort of thing, like and subscribe. That'll help direct the course of the channel. Sometimes I do things just for me, and maybe I'll include more of those things that I do just for me if this is something that people like to watch. So hit that like button, vote with your like button, subscribe, keep watching. Thanks again. Bye.